И всем привет, с вами Дрикова, и сегодня мы снимем еще одну часть. Сразу же. Итак, давайте же, вот нам тут задают вопрос, я знаю, это какая ошибка, я его поддерживаю. Ну, давайте я его поддерживаю.
Mark me down as a supporter.
The young man said, flashing a boyish yet virile grin. Hill Valley needs more upstanding youths like yourself. Do you have a message for the vicious gangsters who still roam these streets, no doubt plotting to corrupt our citizens with another den of booze, sin, and debauchery?
Ask him where I can get the address.
Ah, I see. Because you want to blast it to smithereens just like Carl Sagan did. With public-spirited citizens like you around, the lawless element will be on the run in no time. Mr. May I get your name?
Yeah, it's...
Соник Рокет, Гарри Калахан, Майкл Корлеон. Ну, мне нравится Майкл Корлеон.
Michael Corleone.
Thank you for sharing your candid opinions, Mr. Corleone. Edna Strickland, Hill Valley Herald.
Я же говорил это.
I know. I met you back. I mean, I'm familiar with your work.
You read my column? How sweet. I know it's just an etiquette
Good
column,
column.
but I believe it'll lead to bigger and better... Oh!
Einstein, no. Down, boy.
Is this wretched creature yours? He assaulted me once before.
What's got into you?
Aggressive dogs
Да
must...
успокойся ты, псина тупая.
Look it up.
Ну все, иди.
Doc. I gotta find Doc.
Нужно идти в доку. Ну это очевидно. Так, я уже играл в эту игру. Я хорошо знаю в ней управление. Ой. Мне здесь не закрыть. Да пошел. Ты не приглашаешься. Управление немного неудобное. Йо! Упс.
Doc. Doc.
What are you doing here?
You sent for me, Doc.
I did? When?
May 14th, 1986.
1980? The automatic retrieval system, of course. I'd almost forgotten about that.
So what's our plan for getting you out of here?
Plan? We don't need a plan.
We don't.
Not in the slightest. The police picked me up for that speakeasy fire a couple of weeks ago, but the DA hasn't got a case. They're releasing me tomorrow morning.
So basically, I traveled 50 years into the past to deliver your car?
Sorry about that, but it's so wonderful to see you. We have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, you might want to hold off on that, Doc.
Great Scott! I'm going to be gunned down by gangsters on the steps of the courthouse.
Why would they do that?
Guess they didn't approve of my burning down their speakeasy.
Very funny, Doc. Maybe now we should come up with a plan.
A plan. Right. But what?
Why don't I take the DeLorean, go back in time before you were arrested, and stop you from getting caught in the first place?
Ну в том случае.
Without my unjust incarceration, the events that sent you into the past might never happen, resulting in a paradox of continuum shattering proportions.
Jeez, we've been back together for 5 minutes, Doc. You're already talking about the end of the universe. I've missed that.
Don't be ridiculous, Smarty. I was only referring to the end of the universe as we know it.
Why don't we tell the authorities?
Tell them what? That my friend from the future has proof that I'll be murdered tomorrow? They'd ship us both off to the loony bin. And trust me, you don't want to see the inside of a 1931 insane asylum.
Давай поговорим с гангстером. Давайте.
Hey, maybe I could talk to the gangsters. Tell them they're about to shoot the wrong guy.
I don't think the criminals of this era are going to be very receptive to a complete stranger telling them that their secret assassination plan is misguided, do you?
Защитить тебя.
Why don't we try to tough it out? Now that we know what's coming, maybe we sneak it past the gangsters with a bulletproof vest or something.
That might work with 1 or 2 bullets, but from the looks of this article, it appears that I'm going to be mowed down in a hail of Tommy gunfire that rendered the innocent stranger little more than a puffy mass of bones and gristle.
Who writes like that?
According to the byline, one Edna Strickland.
I should have guessed. suppose I could just get some dynamite and break you out of jail.
No, that's far too dangerous. Not just to me, but to random innocent people in the past. The repercussions could be... That's it!
What's it?
My rocket-powered drill.
You have a rocket-powered drill?
Not yet. I haven't built it yet.
You've lost me, Doc.
Listen, a few months ago, my 17-year-old self sent in a patent application for a rocket-powered drill. I abandoned the project after I never heard back from the patent office, but the prototype should be nearly complete.
Great, I'll just run back to your lab.
No, I said nearly complete. You need me to help you finish it.
How the hell am I supposed to sneak a half-finished rocket-powered drill into your cell?
Not me. 1931 me.
Wait a minute, Doc. You want me to convince your 1931 self to build a rocket-powered drill to break you out of jail?
Precisely.
Won't talking to yourself cause, irreparable damage to the space-time continuum or something?
Вот.
It should be fine. I've already invented the idea of the rocket drill. You've just got to goad my younger self into finishing the prototype.
Как выводить тебя в шагоактивный
I'm
бой?
supposed to convince your younger self to finish the rocket drill. Just tell him I need to break his older self out of jail?
Absolutely not. Whatever you do, you can't tell my younger self anything about time travel. I won't come up with the inspiration for the flux capacitor for another 24 years.
Then what am I supposed to...
Just be your charming self. What I remember, I'm a pretty easygoing kid, so enlisting me in a scientific adventure should be a piece of cake.
Okay, let's say I go along with this crazy idea. Where can I find you? I mean, the other you.
How should I know? It was over 50 years ago. Why don't you go over to the soup kitchen next door and give my house a call? They'll know where to find me.
Soup kitchen. Got it.
Just stay away from the soup. It'll cause irreparable damage to your digestive system.
I guess I better get started. Don't worry, Doc. I'll get you out of here in no time.
I'm not worried. Once you and my younger self put your heads together, you'll be unstoppable.
Значит, ты у нас 1913 года рождения, я так понимаю. То есть ты должен был умереть год назад. Ну, по сути, ты должен был умереть год назад. Так, и мы должны найти молодого дока. Находится он там, я не здоров. И он находится вот здесь. И сейчас.
And it might be in there, but I should head over to the soup kitchen and call the Browns to make sure.
Это я вперед сюжета просто пошел. Извини, просто хочется побыстрее пройти, а пошел вперед сюжета. И сразу же хотел на его работу пойти. Пошел вперед сюжета, так сказать. Теперь уже пройти этот эпизод. Лично я его пошел за якобы. Ну, блин. Ну, плохо. Как ты? Он читер, он себе в голову ложку высунул. Видели, он читер.
McFly? Biff? Kid? Grandpa?
That's Mr. Tannen to you, Artie. What are you doing out here?
Well, I was getting kind of hungry, so I figured I'd come down here for some free soup.
Just thought I'd come down for some soup. Think, McFly. The DA's throwing around subpoenas like Babe Ruth.
I don't...
One of those subpoenas, a whole lot of trouble. You? Would you? All right. Keep your eyes on the soup, kid. Well,
what?
now scram!
You got it.
Don't... I swear, they've even won the lake. Anyway, on.
Ну все, хватит. Так, вот телек.
Hi. Do you know where I could find Emmett Brown?
Young Master Brown is currently tending to his clerking duties at the courthouse. May I say is calling?
The courthouse? Doc never told me he worked at the courthouse.
А чё? Ну ладно. Слушайте, а что было бы, если бы мы в самом начале поговорили бы с его дедушкой? Очень интересно. Дверь сама за собой закрыта. Магия. Так, и вот теперь идем в суд. Ну, конечно, я поторопился, это вообще смешно было.
Don't touch those. These are very sensitive legal documents. Nobody is supposed to handle them but sworn officers of the court. Judge Brown says so.
Judge Brown? Doc. Nice to meet you. I'm Michael, Corleone.
Emmett Brown. But I am a law clerk, not a doctor. Now please get out of my way. I have important business to transact.
Давайте, окей, он что-то бормочет, давайте-ка узнаем. Послушаем его, поговорим. Посмотрим, что он говорит.
Don't think, Emmett, think. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A.
Пачан, подожди, дай поболтаем.
Listen, Emmett, you don't know me, but I'm your friend.
I'm not big on friends. They get in the way of work.
Чем ты занят?
Listen, I understand you're working on a new invention in your lab.
Invention? You must have me mixed up with somebody else. I'm in law. I have absolutely no interest in science.
Подожди ты. Ну, сейчас мы быренько достанем.
Hello?
No solicitor!
Вот видите?
Come on, wait up a minute.
You again? Can't you see I'm busy?
Come on, Doc. Emmett, drop the Legal Eagle Act. I got something more important for you to do.
Mr. Corleone, I'll have you know that the law is the very mortar that holds society together, and we in the legal profession are like brick masons building the edifice of the future.
Did Dad tell you that?
Every morning.
So, Emmett, what time are you through with work?
Depends. On weeknights, Pop sometimes keeps me in the office till 9.
9 at night? But today's Saturday.
Right. So I probably won't get off before 10.
How about you knock off work early and I'll buy you a beer, or soda. What do you say?
Don't try to tempt me from my duty with sugary beverages. Keeping the wheels of justice turning, that's my one passion in life. Besides, if I left before 8, my pop would kill me.
Sounds like you're a little scared of your father.
Scared of my father? Pop is the most learned, just, incorruptible judge that Hill Valley has ever seen. The only people scared of Judge Brown are people with a dark secret to hide. And I don't have a dark secret to hide.
Okay, so you don't want your old man to know. That's fine. Listen, we all keep secrets. But I'm telling you, you can level with me about this science project of yours.
I am not a scientist. Go ahead, ask me what E equals.
What does E equal?
I have absolutely no idea. See? I don't know where you got your information from about me, mister, but you're wrong, wrong, wrong.
Пацан, я с тобой еще не говорила.
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Come on, you can trust me, Doc. Emmett, it's your future I'm looking out for. In more ways than one.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you and science.
Oh, that word again! If you insinuate I'm a scientist once more, I'll sue you for defamation of character!
Ну, я еще не договорил. Пацан.
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Я понял, что это как преступление.
About
Don't
your...
say it.
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime.
Приходит ли со своим преступлением?
See, I'm sort of in the science business myself. That's why I sought you out.
Not that I care in the least, because science is the furthest thing from my own area of interest, which is law, but I don't believe you.
It's true. I'm a scientist.
So tell me something, Mr. Scientist, from your vast storehouse of scientific knowledge.
The leg bone's connected to the thigh bone?
Amazing.
Чем-то занят.
What's this important business you're up to?
It's a legal matter, very complicated, very abstruse. I need to obtain 5 sets of initials on every copy of this writ of indemnification before before Judge Brown can even think of granting a waiver to the party in the first part.
You have no idea what it's about, do you?
That's how important it is.
Emmett, about
Don't
your...
say it.
Так, понятно. Тебя закинула. Идем к доку.
Doc!
Morty, have you found my younger self yet?
So, Doc, does this ring a bell?
Think, Emmett, think. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A.
Good grief! Is that me? I sound so...
Young?
I was gonna say intense. I forgot how wound up I used to get.
Yeah.
Понятно.
What are you muttering about?
Oh, that's easy. It's Ivanhoff's conundrum. Just tell my younger self that H equals a Hamiltonian operator.
Won't giving him the answer mess up the time stream?
Only if it turns out that reality is actually nothing more than a holographic illusion created by the interplay of subatomic particles on a vast two-dimensional membrane.
So...
It'll be fine.
Это не родители. Это формула. Где ты был?
Where you been all this time? I missed you.
I've missed you too, Marty. But I thought it was important to let you live your own life for a while, free from the insanity of time travel.
I gotta admit, it was nice to not have my family history blowing up in my face for a few months.
Besides, I've been busy raising my own unpredictable teenagers.
Continue.
So how are Clara and the kids?
They're fine, fine. Right now we're trying to decide where to send Jules and Bird to college. Clara prefers the 2020s, but I'm partial to the 1960s. We're planning on visiting you and Jennifer in 2011 soon.
Me and Jennifer? In 2011?
Oh, forget I said anything.
Where'd the DeLorean come from? The last time I saw it had been smashed to pieces by a train.
It's a fantastic story. Do you remember when the DeLorean got struck by lightning in 1955?
Yeah?
Unbeknownst to either of us, the lightning produced a temporal duplicate of the time machine, one that was tossed 70 years into the future.
What?
I found out about it during a trip to 2025 and recovered it just in time to stop Riff Cannon from vandalizing the time stream.
Heavy. So that DeLorean...
It's for all intents and purposes the exact same machine as the original. Plus or minus little bells and whistles I've added over the years, of course.
Ну, давай еще раз.
What were you doing in 1931 anyway?
Oh, nothing terribly exciting. Indulging in a little personal nostalgia, picking up a few rare out-of-print books to surprise Clara on her birthday, solving a historical mystery or two. The usual.
Usual? You lead a pretty unusual life, Doc.
It's an unusual universe, Marty.
Так, 6 минут.
I hate to tell you, Doc, but your last time departed display is on the fritz.
It is? So how did you find me?
I found one of Edna Strickland's shoes in the DeLorean.
How did one of her shoes get in the DeLorean?
Einstein took it from her.
He did? How strange. Heidi almost never attacks people. Not without a good reason, anyway.
How'd you wind up in jail in 1931 anyway?
During my trip to the past, I decided to look into one of Hill Valley's unsolved mysteries.
The fire at the speakeasy.
Exactly. I thought I was safely hidden across the street. But when the fire started, there was a tremendous explosion, and I was knocked unconscious by a stray brick. When I woke up, I was here in jail, charged with arson.
It's horrible.
I know. Worse yet, I still don't know who started the fire.
Я видел своего дедушку.
Guess who I bumped into at the soup kitchen? My grandfather.
Oh,
Don't worry, I didn't talk to him or change his future or anything.
good.
I wish I could, though. This era's tannin is treating him like dirt.
Don't worry. If history plays out as it's supposed to, he'll soon be out from under Kit Tannen's thumb and free to live out his life as a humble accountant with your grandma. What was her name again?
Sylvia.
Right, Sylvia.
What's the story with this kid Tannen jerk anyway?
This father? By this time next year, he'll be pulling down a life sentence in San Quentin. There was even a song about it.
Wait, if Biff will be born in 1938, and Kid will be in prison...
As I recall, he escaped from prison in 1937 for about 3 hours.
That's a busy 3 hours.
No kidding.
What do you know about Edna Strickland?
Edna, we never really socialized when I was younger. She was a few years older than me, and we traveled in different socioeconomic circles. Why do you ask?
She thinks you're a hero for burning down that speakeasy. She's doing a story on you.
A story? Oh, yes, now I remember. Ask Edna. The etiquette column that doubled as a pro-temperance soapbox. She believed that...
Sounds like a fun...
Ладно, все, ладно. Хватит, надоело
Hang in
ничего.
there, Doc.
Not the best choice of words, Marty.
Понятно. Блин, мы тут 2 еще разговаривал. Где долг? А, вот он. Стой! Тоже тут.
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal
Ну,
crime.
надоел-то со своим преступлением.
Maybe H equals the Hamiltonian operator.
What did you just say?
I said maybe H equals the...
Hamiltonian operator.
Yeah.
Great Scott! If H is the Hamiltonian, then H to the A multiplied by the inverse of H can only be the same as the expectation value for A. That's it! That's the solution to Ivanov's conundrum, the problem I've been wrestling with in my head all week!
I'm sure you would have figured it out by yourself in a day or two. The way you figured out how to build that rocket-powered drill.
Where did you learn so much about science?
Из планетового камня из бывшего я читал, что верно.
Well, it's like this.
You know about my rocket power drill? Then there can only be one explanation.
What?
You're from the patent office. I confess I didn't quite know what to expect when I sent the paperwork, but I never expected this. Welcome! I'm at your service. What can I do for you?
Can I see your rocket-powered drill?
Of course. Naturally, it's just a scale model, but it's nearly operational. I can show it to you, say, first thing in the morning?
Nah, that's no good. I need to see a full-size model. That's fully operational. Tonight. Otherwise, we'll have to award the patent to a competing inventor, Dr. McCoy.
It can't be done! I mean, it might be possible to construct a full-size working model in that time frame, but I haven't got the main ingredient for the fuel.
I'll get it for you. What is it?
190 proof grain alcohol. And you know how difficult it is to get a hold of alcohol these days.
Especially now that someone's blown up the speakeasy.
And besides, there's no way I can get off work until I've delivered the subpoena. Part of the investigation of the business affairs of Kid Tannen. Is it vitally important you see that rocket-powered drill today?
Yes. Is it vitally important you deliver that subpoena today?
Yes!
Listen, I'll help you deliver it, and I'll see to it you get the alcohol you need. It'll help you get that drill finished by tonight. Deal?
Deal. Here's the subpoena.
Спасибо. Так, ну, дальше все более-менее
Try
просто.
to subpoena my grandpa? Hey, I just saw him at the soup kitchen, yelling at Arthur McFly.
I'm not surprised. Arthur does the books for his business.
What kind of business?
That's what the DA is trying to find out.
Let's go talk to him.
No!
Why not? Kid Tannen can tell us where Arthur's hiding.
Yeah, well, he can also have us fitted for a
Ну
Chicago...
все, хватит. Так, мне надо кое-что сделать. Давайте-ка поболтаем. Так, давай же. Самое. Неплохие. Ну что там, здорово.
What the hell, Matches? You got kiwi all over my socks!
Sorry, boss.
Get out of here. How about you?
Huh?
I'm sitting at a shoe shine booth. You walk up. Either you're here to shine my shoes, or you got a death wish. Which is it?
Ну, нам надо почистить, к сожалению, обувь. Пора сказать. Или еще оформить.
I guess you won't talk about your business.
Why not? I got nothing to hide. I recently acquired controlling interest in the Sisters of Mercy soup kitchen.
Isn't a soup kitchen an odd line of business for a guy like you?
I like soup. Plus, I got a heart as big as all outdoors. Buff a little harder. I want to see myself in the toes.
I'm looking for a guy named Arthur McFly. He's my, sort of a relative.
Well, he's my employee. He's very busy today.
Since you're Arthur's boss, you know where he is, right?
He's at the, office.
Where's the office?
I forget.
So when do you think Arthur will be leaving the office?
When I tell him he can leave the office. Hey, you missed a spot.
Isn't that Arthur McFly's hat you're holding?
It was McFly's hat. Now, it's my peanut bowl.
Можно похавать, а?
Have some peanuts.
Why not? I'm a magnanimous kind of guy. Go ahead, knock yourself out.
Don't mind if I do.
All right, break time's over. Back to work.
Ай, черт, я тупанул. Так,
So one more thing about that hat.
You're testing my patience, boy.
I sure could go for some peanuts.
Lucky for you, I'm in a giving mood.
Это самое... А, вот видишь. Что это там?
Hey, kid!
Yeah?
What the hell is that?
Hey!
Такая музяка.
What'd you do?
Damn it!
Nobody makes a monkey out of Kid Tannen. Ow! Fix me up!
Where'd you learn how to move like that?
Sandlot football. They used to call me the Streak.
Get out!
Вот исчез. Надо найти Таннена. Таннен. Где ты? Но я думаю, что искать мы будем в следующей части.
Hey, can I get some moose?
What does this look like? A hunting lodge?
Да, искать Таннена будем в следующей части, я думаю. Или его сейчас, я не знаю. Ну что, где-то тут, кто знает. Давайте его поищем. Где Таннен? Ладно. Все-таки искать не будем в следующей части. И я решил сохраниться. Сохранить. Сохраняй. Всем пока, подписывайтесь, ставьте лайки. С вами был Энрико Вест. Пока.